Hereby PM Loader. Today I have to discuss BSc PIPSM physics topic. So in the division and Germer experiment. Okay. So division and Germer. Division and Germer, these are the two scientists. So these two scientists studied about the quantum mechanics. Okay. In this division and Germer experiment, they demonstrated the electron beam behaves as a X-ray, and these electron beam when diffracted at that time it will be behaves as a wave characteristic. Okay, in this experiment we have to study. Okay, first we have to know about the construction of this experiment. Okay, so we have to use the two batteries, low tension and high tension. These are the two batteries you have to use it, and this low tension battery connected to the filament F. So this filament F made up of a material which is having a high melting point. Why have to take the high melting point material? When you take the high melting point material, at that time we get the electron as an output. For example, if you consider the bulb having the tungsten filament, that tungsten, you know that it is having a very high melting point. Okay, that's why it gives the output as a light. So here you have to use the one of the filament F. This filament produces the electrons. Okay, so these produced electrons passes through in the two diaphragms. We have to take D1 and D2 are the two diaphragms. These diaphragms made up of a thin aluminum foil. These diaphragms means nothing but these are thin aluminum foils. So these thin aluminum foils helps to restrict the extra electrons. Here so many electrons are produced. So the other electrons are restricted. Only one beam of electrons passes from this diaphragm. So after the diaphragm, this electron beam enters the cylinder. This cylinder also made up of aluminium. This aluminium cylinder helps to accelerate this electron beam. Okay, so the electron beam are accelerated because this aluminum cylinder connected with this high tension battery, means high voltage battery. So this high voltage battery gives the energy to accelerate this electron beam. This accelerated electron beam strikes the nickel crystal. This is the nickel crystal. So this nickel crystal, it will be rotate its own axis. It rotates its own axis. It is connected with the H handle. H is handle. So it will be rotated with its own axis. It will be parallel to the incident line. It will be parallel to the incident line. Okay. So the rotation axis will be parallel to the incident line. So when the incident electrons are strikes on the nickel crystal, the incident electrons are diffracted. So diffraction, you know that when light or electron strikes any obstacle or any material, it changes its original direction. Means it will be in this direction, but after hitting this, it will change its direction. Okay, so diffraction will be takes place. So after diffracting, it will be strikes the Faraday cylinder C. You have to see is mentioned here, Faraday cylinder. This Faraday cylinder having the movable scale. It will be having with a movable scale. It will be rotate from 20 degree to 90 degree. Okay, when this nickel is rotated, at that time the diffracted electron will be changes its angle. Diffraction angle will be changes when this nickel is rotated. So diffracted angle is changes at that time the 20 degree and 90 degree. In between that the diffraction will be takes place. So when the diffraction takes place at that time, here this Faraday cylinder recorded the diffracted electrons. So this Faraday cylinder also connected with the sensitive galvanometer. So sensitive galvanometer find out the intensity of this diffracted electrons. Means it is sensitive galvanometer deflected. So based on that deflection, you have to know the how much intensity is there. This diffracted electron beam having how much intensity. You will get that. Okay. So this is the experimental construction. So here working is nothing but this filament produces the electron beam. This electron beam passes through the diaphragms D1 and D2. The external or extra electrons are restricted here, and after passing through the aluminum cylinder helps to accelerate the electron beam. So after passing through the aluminum cylinder, it strikes on the nickel crystal. So the nickel crystal is rotated with the axis parallel to the incident light. So after hitting the nickel crystal, the electrons are diffracted towards this Faraday cylinder. Okay. So in the Faraday cylinder, the electrons are recorded. So the recorded electrons intensity measured by this sensitive galvanometer. Okay. So at approximately 50 degree angle, when diffraction takes place at 50 degree, the maximum intensity will be recorded in the sensitive galvanometer. So which one is the maximum intensity? That one you have to call it as a constructive interference. Okay. In the interference, mainly two types: constructive and destructive interference. Interference means the two waves are interact each other. In the constructive interference, two waves. In the constructive interference, these two waves are in phase. Means they will be start with same phase, and these two are in phase. Two waves are in phase. That is constructive interference. These two waves are in out of phase. This is started with here, but this one is started with here. These two are out of phase. That one you have to call it as destructive interference. In the constructive interference, you will get the high intensity output wave, but in the destructive interference, these two are out of phase. That's why cancel each other. You will get the straight line. Okay. So here, when the maximum intensity is recorded in the sensitive galvanometer, that time we have to say that the constructive interference will be takes place. Okay. So here, the diffracted beam of electron act as an X-ray. Also, it will act as an X-ray. This division and Germer experiment helps to know the nature of this crystal or nature of atoms, because X-ray, you know that X-ray is used for the know the nature of atoms, nature of crystals, different type of crystals. Okay, so this is the experiment. Finally, in the division and Germer experiment, we have to plot the graph galvanometer deflection versus incident beam. Okay, incident beam towards the Faraday cylinder, and this. Okay, so why you have to take this galvanometer deflection and this diffracted incident ray? Because so this angle is changes, according to that the deflection of galvanometer also changes. Okay, so at 54 volt the incident angle is 50 degree. Okay, so here you get the spur means curve like this. Okay, so this voltage decreases. At that time this spur also increases. This voltage increases, the spur is decreases. Okay, the spur will be decreases. So this spur indicates the intensity of this electrons or intensity of this X-ray beam. Okay, so here constructive interference takes place. Constructive interference, it means it is in the form of wave. So in the means of wave, you have to find out the wavelength. Okay, so you have to find out the wavelength using the according to de Broglie theorem. It is the theoretically, and also you have to find out the according to Bragg's law X-ray diffraction. This is the practical. So theoretically, this one is the one of the derivation is there. So you have to explain it in the next class. So formula is lambda equal to 12.25 divided by square root of 54 angstrom. If you calculated this one, you will get the Broglie equation. You will get the lambda is 1.66 angstrom. If you calculated this one according to the Bragg's law of X-ray diffraction, this is practically. So practically you know that Bragg's law and lambda equal to d sin theta. Okay. So here for nickel d is 2.15 angstrom. So angle, the maximum intensity angle is the 50 degree. You have to take 50 degree. So put these values in this formula. Lambda equal to 2.15 sin 50 degree. Calculated this one, you will get the 1.65 angstrom. So these two values are clearly equal. Okay. So this is the division and Germer experiment. Okay. Because this X-ray will be suffered in the diffraction. It will be suffered in the diffraction because at different angles it gives the different intensity. Okay. So at particular angle the constructive interference will be formed. Okay. This is the division and Germer experiment. Thank you.